Hey everybody, and welcome back to another max velocity weather forecast. And in today's forecast, we're going over a winter storm. This is our first winter storm in the Midwest this year, and it is going to bring a lot of snow. We could see upwards of 20 inches of snow, and areas like Michigan and along with as well as Pennsylvania could also see snow as early as Monday. So I'm going to give you the latest breakdown of everything that you need to know in this forecast. Let's first begin with the watches and warnings that we do currently have ongoing. We do have winter storm warnings in effect in those pink boxes back up in northern Wisconsin and as well as the western Michigan Peninsula. Also, winter storm watches are in effect for those little purple boxes. That includes 4 counties, again in north portions of Wisconsin as well as western portions of the Michigan Peninsula. Well, if you're not in one of these watches or warnings, does that mean that you're not going to see snow? No, you actually might see some snow if you're in areas like Green Bay or even Michigan or even Pennsylvania. So we'll give you more details on that here in just a second. Now, overall, with the winter storm impacts that are expected out of this is the intensity of this winter storm that we're going to see. Extreme impacts are expected across portions of the Michigan Peninsula. So make sure that you're not traveling, especially with deteriorating conditions expected later this afternoon into the evening as well as into tomorrow. So try to avoid traveling if at all possible if you're in those extreme or even major areas for that winter storm intensity. All right, let's go into the timing for this afternoon and evening for those in the Michigan Peninsula. We'll start to see some snow flurries out there mixing with rain throughout this afternoon and evening across the Michigan Peninsula and northern Wisconsin. By the evening into the overnight hours, temperatures will cool down, so we'll naturally begin to see more of this snow activity pick up, especially across areas really just west of Market as well as areas south of Houghton. We'll probably begin to see some snow begin there. And also, again, accumulations are going to really start to ramp up. Going into tomorrow afternoon, this snow will really not move much at all. We're just going to see snow on and off throughout the day tomorrow across the upper Michigan Peninsula. And even going to Tuesday morning, it will still continue. So that is why we have that potential for several inches of snow. If not, we could even see over a foot of snow in some areas. Also, going to the timing across Wisconsin, going to the afternoon, we'll see some snow flurries back up again, primarily up in northern Wisconsin. Some light to moderate snow possible near Ironwood. Eventually going to the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, snow may happen in areas like Green Bay. So if you're in Green Bay, you might wake up to a little bit of snow on the roadways, maybe a little coating to maybe an inch of snow over that direction. And eventually going to Monday afternoon, maybe even a couple of flurries back near Minneapolis. But eventually going into Tuesday morning, we'll still see snow on go to the north. Wisconsin will start to dry out a little bit. Without a big question, how much snow are you going to see? Well, there is going to be a lot of snow, especially west of Market. That's the area that seems to have the best chance for over a foot of snow. We could get close to 2 feet of snow with that area if basically the snow just continues there for over a 24 to 48 hour period, which is definitely possible. So we very well could see a lot of accumulation there. Gwynn, for example, upwards of 8 inches. Ironwood back over in far western portions of the Michigan Peninsula and northern Wisconsin, almost near a foot as well. Iron Mountain only an inch. So there's a big difference in between, again, Market as well as Iron Mountain. It's a very large difference. But again, near Highway 41 seems to be the best chance at this point in terms of a lot of snow accumulation. If you live in central Michigan, just a little heads up, not a whole lot of snow is expected. The highest accumulations that I'm currently expecting would be upwards of maybe an inch or an inch and a half of snow. That would be south of Traverse City and northwest of Mount Pleasant. Otherwise, a generous coating could be possible back north of Detroit, but that would be pretty much only in the higher elevations, maybe on rooftops, for example, possibly going into tomorrow morning or even into Tuesday morning. So again, low chance, but it's definitely a possibility. All right, let's hop over to Pennsylvania and see what's going to happen there. So eventually going to Monday afternoon, it'll be mostly rain, an isolated snow flurry, not out of the question. Going to the overnight hours, Monday night into Tuesday morning, we'll begin to notice more snow across areas like Grove City, northwest of St. Mary's. So we very well may see some snow accumulation upwards of 1 to 3 inches, maybe even a little bit more than that for those areas over the next 72 hours. The current forecast is between about a coating up to maybe 2 inches. The 2 inches would be just southeast of Erie. So there might be a little bit of accumulation above an inch or two, but we might even see higher amounts. More on that probably in our next forecast, but at this given time, it's currently around 1 to 3 inches at the very peak of snowfall accumulation. Again, it's a very small area as well. Temperatures, by the way, going into tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be cold out there. This is the high temperatures for Monday afternoon. Minneapolis only 37, Green Bay 40, Ironwood 32 degrees. It's going to be cold out there. Tuesday morning, not any better, by the way. Mid-20s for the most part. Some areas could dive into the teens across eastern Minnesota. So big difference differences there. All right, quick heads up about nationwide weather. We do have an ongoing freeze watch in effect. This goes all the way as far south as northern Georgia. This may get extended as well a bit further south. I would expect this watch to get a bit further south in the next outlook, so keep that in mind. But as of now, again, freeze watch in effect. Make sure you're protecting sensitive vegetation, as we will likely see temperatures plummet below 32 degrees. All right, cold blast is going to be coming through the next 24 to 48 hours. It's been mentioned a lot in my recent forecasts. Temperatures are going to drop pretty substantially. This will eventually kind of fizzle out going to next Friday, so we'll start to see, again, cooler weather for the next few days, but eventually going to the late work week, it'll probably start to warm up back up a little bit. Eventually heading into the following week, we may have another cold blast come through. This might be another strong cold front. We'll be watching this closely. As of now, low chance that this happens, but it's definitely not out of the question. We might see another cold blast going to next week, so we'll keep you posted on that and anything that comes with that. But as of now, dry weather is expected across most of the United States over the next few days, and we will not be seeing any severe weather other than Southwest Texas over the next few days. Make sure to like button down below, subscribe if you've not already. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting.